setting off here in the GV70. This thing is quick. Too bad we have this slow Toyota in front of us.
Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over the all-new Genesis GV70. In the first part of the video, we're gonna go over the window sticker of the GV70. Then we're going to do a quick walk around on the SUV, and then we're gonna finish things up with a driving portion. The driving portion is gonna be the longest portion of today's video because this was kind of like a driving event. But anyways, with all that being said, let's just get straight into the review. Here's our window sticker for the 2022 GV70 all-wheel drive with the 3.5 engine and in the Sport Prestige package. Again, feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read all the options that come here with this GV70. And then you guys can see there's a couple of, well, sorry, that's standard equipment. Then here are the options over here. So you've got the one package for $5 grand, the other package for $4,900. You can see the base price, $52,000, which I mean isn't too bad. And then there's your total MSRP, $64,000. And then notice with some of the warranty information, all that. And then the fuel economy rating over there, 19 around town, 25 on the highway. But there's your window sticker. Now let's start things off here with the GV70. You guys will notice that you've got those really nice body lines there on the hood for the accenting, and then you can see the Genesis logo with the wings there on the side. And then coming down to the lights, you can see you've got those projector bulbs. Pretty interesting design. And then you've got the kind of fake venting with the parking sensor. You've got the camera in the middle of that grill, and then more black accenting with parking sensors at the very bottom. I think that part looks really good. And this one has the twin turbo 3.5 liter V6, so it's good for 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque, goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Coming to the wheels, I'm usually not a fan of 5-spoke wheels, but these wheels on the GV70 look great. You can see the mirror there with the black stem, and then down below, things are actually pretty simple from a design standpoint. And then you guys can see the back tire and wheel setup. Just, yeah, looks fantastic. Coming to the taillights, notice that they're very similar stylistically to the lights there in the front, and then you can see 4-wheel drive, 3.5T badge. I've got the exhaust tip here at the bottom with more black accenting. It kind of integrates the parking sensors. And you guys can see shape-wise, super similar to the Bentley Bentayga because same designer for both vehicles, which is pretty interesting. And then notice there at the top, panoramic sunroof. You've got the roof rails as well, which all looks just absolutely fantastic. And then you guys can see the tire width, 255 millimeter and 21-inch wheels in the rear. And then you guys can see there with the body-colored fender flares. I think those look great as well. And you can see the Genesis logo there in the very center, and then the rotors are actually pretty large on the GV70. But yeah, that's the quick walk around the outside. Popping to the interior here with the GV70, notice that the whole door panel is covered in leather. You've got the sunshade right there, and then you've got some red contrasted stitching, but material use is very, very nice. Now with the seats, you've got red seat belts, more red accent. You've got Alcantara in the center of the seats. They just look absolutely fantastic from a design perspective. And then notice there you've got some climate controls. You've got heated seats for the rear passengers, and you've got a little charging station, just a bunch of luxury features, which is definitely really good, especially on a vehicle of this size. Usually you don't see that on these smaller SUVs. And then the door panel in the front is just as nice as the door panel in the rear, so just as nice with the material use, with the contrasted stitching, and the seats are just as nice as well with that Alcantara there in the center portion. And then you guys can see even the pedals look really nice from a design perspective and material use. Got some controls right there, like the hill descent control, for example. And you guys can see the whole center console setup, and then you've got the infotainment system at the top, which actually is a touchscreen. But yeah, the interior very nicely designed and looks fantastic overall.
So, setting off here in the GV70. This thing is quick. Too bad we have this slow Toyota in front of us. But you guys know I've already driven the GV70 and absolutely love this SUV. It is so nice. So you guys remember from my review, just like material use is absolutely fantastic. All the touch points are just perfection. It's, again, really nice SUV from an interior perspective. The seats are on the firmer side for a luxury SUV, but you can definitely tell that Genesis kind of tuned this more towards the sporty side. It seems like the GV80 is kind of, obviously it's a bigger SUV, but that's kind of more on the luxury side, where again, this is kind of more on the sporty side. And you can tell again with everything, the seats, the bolstering, and also with the steering as well, just kind of how that all is. It's, again, it's more tuned towards the sporty side. And speaking of the steering, in the Sport Plus mode, super direct, like you guys can see, like very little input, especially for an SUV, and it just pretty much darts around. Definitely a cool experience. And obviously you guys know, huge fan of the infotainment system. Response time on it's great, looks fantastic as well. Just a really good unit overall. And then we've got the really cool climate controls down below. All the touch points in this are really nice. Like this, again, super high-end luxury SUV, feels fantastic. It's just, yeah, it's great. No complaints with that. So now over here in the manual mode, it sounds so good actually from that V6. It's really nice sounds, but again, the power, that is the crazy part about this, is just the power. Now the power of the GV70, really solid. Just the acceleration of this is crazy. And to really drive that point home and just how fun this is to actually drive, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this over into the manual mode so you guys can see, and just, it's so quick to shift with that 8-speed automatic transmission, and it has that like Bentley feel with the acceleration, where it doesn't necessarily like throw you in the back of your seat and just like have that craziness. What it does is it just kind of comes on, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it's just crazy. It's such an interesting, unique feel. Absolutely love it. And yeah, the acceleration, it's just like brute force. Like it's just like a freight train. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, they've just done such a good job here with the GV70. Again, from an acceleration standpoint, from an interior standpoint, really nice materials all around. Like all the touch points are great, and even the stuff you look at feels really nice actually, and looks really nice. Like it's just such a nice interior. But again, the one thing that I will say is just understand this is on the sportier side of things for Genesis. Genesis, right, has kind of put themselves as like a true luxury brand, but now they're kind of diving more into the sports side, and this is kind of an example with that. The material use of Alcantara shows that, but then also the driving dynamics, how this handles, and then the acceleration, like all of it kind of comes together to where you can tell that, again, this is tuned more towards the sporty side of things more than anything else. And God, it's so addicting. It's like endless. It really is. It's such a quick SUV, and again, like I said, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going. And yeah, I'm excited that I got to do some fun driving here with the GV70, and yeah, that's all, guys. So I guess we will give another update. 11.4 miles per gallon, so that's probably what the average is going to end up being. I still have another hour to drive roughly, and I hate slow people in the fast lane. There is a special place for you people. Like the speed limit, I think, is 75, and we're going 68, and we're supposed to be in the passing lane. Like, come on, bro! Get your act together.